everyone. Welcome to Cal Poly Admissions. It's my honor and privilege to extend warm greetings on behalf of entire Cal Poly and welcome all of you at our International Student Reception. My name is Roxana Tunch and I'm Associate Director of Outpatient Recruitment here at Cal Poly. I will be your host for tonight's event. We are still waiting for some people to sign on and we will be starting our presentation in 5 minutes. At this point, I would like to invite you to our chat where you can actually state your last name and first name, the major you were admitted to Cal Poly, and the country you are joining us today. Please write us your name and the major so we can know where you're coming from. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome. Thanks for joining us from Mexico. I'm here. Hi, Gabriela. Welcome all the way from Brazil. Hi, Pranav. Thanks for joining us from India. Varun from India. We have Scott from Tanzania. Samai from India. Ananya from India. Oh my God, thank you for joining us. I know it's early morning in your countries and we're so excited having you here. Hi, Kirill. Hi, Jeff. We have so many countries: Ethiopia, Vietnam, Korea, Russia, India. Hi, Arya. Hi, Taksin. Hi, Taruko. We have Danielle from Guatemala. Hi, Taruko. And thanks for joining us from Japan. We have Hong Kong. I think we will begin. Welcome again, everyone. I hope you enjoyed playing our small Cal Poly Jeopardy while waiting for us to join for this tonight's event. And I have no doubts that you have many more questions to ask our tonight's participants. Several months ago, to be honest, we were making plans on meeting you in person in different countries, but unfortunately the coronavirus had other plans. So this virtual event aims at providing both students and families with an opportunity to learn a little bit more about Cal Poly and ask your questions. At this point, I would like to extend a huge congratulations to your admission to Cal Poly. We know that you worked very hard to reach this critical milestone. Although one of your biggest launches in the life, your transition to the college life is happening in the midst of pandemic, I would like to remind you that the world is still beautiful, loving, and amazing place to be. Despite the fear that you might be feeling right now, I want you to know that you are part of historical movement which is going to change our society completely. And as scary as it all sounds, I'm confident that you will be one of those who lead the change into a new phase of our lives. And Cal Poly, with its learn by doing approach, is perfect place to get ready for the change as a day one. We also would like to express our gratitude to all the supporters and people who help you to achieve this admission accomplishment. And thank you families for their continuous support. We don't have any single doubt that they instill you with such wisdom and knowledge that you will be successful in your college and in your life, but please give them a huge hug and big round of applause. Before beginning the presentation, I would like to remind you about the house rules we have here. Today's webinar is being recorded, and we will be able to send a link with the webinar once the event is completed. And we invite you to type all the questions you have in the chat, and our wonderful panelists and the admissions team will be able to help you answering those questions. Also, I would like to ask you to mute yourself throughout the presentation. You can choose to keep your camera on or off. It's really up to your discretion. And also, we're gonna upload a lot of information in chat. We're gonna share different campus resources with you. So please feel free to download the links to the different resources and use it after the presentation. So let's begin. For over 100 years, Cal Poly has become a dream destination for a lot of students, both domestically and internationally. This year, we had about 54,000 students applying to become freshmen at Cal Poly, and they were competing for over 4,500 freshman places. You are among those who were admitted to start their studies at Cal Poly this fall. And our success story is based on different variables. We bring the best students both from the United States and abroad, and they interact with the world-class faculty who are actively using learn by doing approach, both in teaching and also in their research activities. We use cutting-edge technology and the state-of-art facilities to advocate experiential learning, and we live, work, learn, and dream on the beautiful Central Coast of over 290 sunny days a year. San Luis Obispo is located halfway between San Francisco and Los Angeles and just minutes away from the beautiful beaches. SLO is considered to be the happiest place in the United States, but it's both the place and the lifestyle. With coastal mountains and endless beaches, you always find something to do and experience our outdoors. San Luis Obispo can be both relaxing gateway and a buzz of activity with its music festivals, film festivals, farmer markets, beautiful wineries, and famous California cuisine. San Luis Obispo also has been named the best college city, college town in California by College Rank, and there are so many things why we truly deserve this name. I think the easiest way to describe is it's a happy place for the students. It's a very safe and secure location. You always get the vibe of friendly neighborhood feeling of a small little town, but you'll never be bored here in SLO. For parents, we would like to stress out that all transportation here, local transportation, is free for students with ID, so you don't really have to worry about getting the car for your students, especially for the first year. And we wish you can visit the campus and enjoy San Luis Obispo, but here is a sneak peek of where you can call home for the next few years.
How you start each new day says a lot about you. At Cal Poly, we begin as we always have, by putting knowledge into action. We call it learn by doing. And for more than a century, we've made this idea the center of everything we do. We believe that experience is part of the curriculum. We don't see any difference between education and the real world. We know that it's the best way to learn, and keep learning for the rest of our lives. So when we begin our day, we dive right in, head first and hands-on, because we're not satisfied to sit on the sidelines of our own education. And we know that if we want to make an impact on our world tomorrow, we have to put in the work today. If at first we don't succeed, we rework, rearrange, reimagine, redesign, rethink, rebuild, and refuse to give up. Because our state, our nation, and our world need us to be ready from day one, to take what we learn by doing and use it to help build a brighter future. How you start each day says a lot about you. How you spend your day says even more about how you'll start your career and how you'll live your life. Because it's one thing to be ready one day, and it's quite another to be ready day one.
Thank you. At this point, I would like to introduce our key speakers and thank them for joining us tonight. Our first speakers for tonight are Bianca Silva and Susan Tripp from the International Center. Welcome, Bianca and Susan.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Hi. Thanks, Roxana. Welcome, everybody. So I'm Susan Tripp, so I will be the one that will help you with getting your I-20 if you're applying for an F1 visa, or if you already have an F1 visa and want to maintain that status. And I'm also the one that can help you with questions about the Cal Poly International Student Health Insurance Plan. So I'm very excited to be meeting you in the fall. Can't wait. I just wanted to let you know that at any time now, you can go and start requesting your I-20 by filling out the visa information form. And that there was a link to that form in the email that went out to you probably a couple of days after you got your acceptance email. There would be an email about your checklist items, so there was a link to the form directly in that. But you can also find it by going to our International Services website, and it's intlservices.calpoly.edu. And we have a screenshot of that. Yeah, so it's so you can see it there on the screen, INTL Services. And if you go to the New Students tab, either on the top left or at the picture in the body there where you see two students hanging out with Einstein, you can click on that picture too, and that will also take you to the New Students page on our International Services site. And if you go there, then you will see that there's a link to the form right there. It's highlighted under the degree students section. We have a lot of different students attending Cal Poly. Some come for different non-degree programs and exchange students, but so we have different forms for different students. So make sure that you submit the correct form. And if you click on that link, the form comes up. Well, first you have to select which term you're starting. So you select fall if you're starting in the fall. And then you'll have this application that comes up. And please read through the instructions on the left side of the screen, and then you'll read some learning content. Just click those links there, read through the information there. It's important stuff to know. And then a few acknowledgements, and then you can go ahead and start answering the questionnaires. And this is where we're going to collect information that we need from you in order to issue your I-20. If you are an international student and you don't need an I-20, we still want you to submit this form. Most of the questionnaires, there are ways that you would answer them so that we know you don't need an I-20. And so it's not as time consuming for those who don't need an I-20 than it is for those who do. So go ahead and when you go through and answer those questions, it will prompt you to upload some documents. So the documents that we'll need from you are going to be proof of funding to cover the first year of your expenses at Cal Poly. There's information in the application here, the request form that tells you how much funding that we need to show, and it varies by program. And then it will also explain the types of documents that we can accept as proof of funding. You'll also upload a copy of your passport, and if you're already in F1 status, we'll ask for proof of your F1 status. If you're already in another visa status, we'll ask for proof of that status as well. And so if you can please upload your financial documents in English, that would be best. If it's a pretty self-explanatory bank statement and it has your name or the account holder's name on it, that's fine. And then if you, most of you will have supporters who are helping you to pay for your tuition and your experience at Cal Poly. And there's a form on the inside the application where we ask you to have your supporter fill out this form if the bank statements that you're providing are not from your own accounts. And if you have any questions about the whole process along the way, we're happy to help you. Just email us at intlservices@calpoly.edu with any questions.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Susan.
Yeah.
So after you do arrive at Cal Poly, we do have a variety of resources available to help make sure that you're making the most of your time once you get here. So first and foremost, the International Center itself, with Susan, myself, and then 2 other staff members, we're here to answer any questions that you might have related to your visa status, including, you know, how to request work authorization for any internships you might want to do, anything like that. And so I'll briefly highlight a couple of our programs and go into more detail about a couple of others at the end. One program that we're very proud of is the Polyhost program, which pairs international students with internationally minded faculty and staff members from across the campus. This sort of helps build connections between students and the greater San Luis Obispo community. We also sponsor a couple of yearly trips off campus to destinations like the Monterey Bay Aquarium, around to Santa Cruz, and different areas around California to help students get a sense of the state outside of just the San Luis Obispo area. Another program that's very popular is our International Welcome Ambassadors program, and that helps pair incoming international students with returning Cal Poly students. Welcome Ambassadors are a really great resource for any questions you might have related to what to pack, how to use the public transportation system once you get here, how do I use the meal plan, anything like that. They're experts because they're students just like you. They've just been here for a year or 2 more. They also host monthly events. We've been doing beach bonfires, trivia nights, all different sorts of events like that. And then finally, 2 other programs that I want to highlight. We host weekly coffee and tea hours, which are open to all students and are sort of a fun weekly study break. We have free coffee, free tea, free snacks. We'll often bring in board games, different things like that to help you relax, de-stress, take your mind off of classes, at least for an hour of the week. And then we also have our English conversation program, which is a great way to connect with different students across campus. You would be paired with a native English speaking student if you're interested and meet about once or twice a week. And it's very informal. It's just a way to meet students and chat, practice conversational English. And we do host monthly events for all of our conversation partners as well. So that might be more meals, karaoke nights, different things like that. So this is just to give you kind of a sense of the programs that we offer. Once you get to Cal Poly, there's plenty of ways to keep busy. I don't think any Cal Poly student can complain about being bored. So yeah, that's it. And I hope to see you all at coffee and tea once you arrive.
Thank you so much, Susan and Bianca. And our next speaker is the Executive Director of Career Services, Eileen Bicker. Welcome, Eileen.
Yes. Hi. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I want to talk about career services and all our offerings, and then I will discuss this chart that we're all seeing. So career services, I have a 20-member strong team. We support all students as early as their first year. We work with them through graduation, and then we also provide lifetime alumni support for free through our office. We have a freshman-focused team, a 3-member team that works with all first years, your whole first year at Cal Poly. And then once you become a sophomore, I have a career counselor per college. So we have 6 colleges And they focus on the needs of those specific majors and the employers that recruit those majors. We also have a strong employer services team, so we're always nurturing employer relationships. We bring employers to campus. We have 10 career fairs, on campus recruiting. We also support with internship search and graduate school search. And at Career Services, we cover everything from exploring who you are to exploring majors, exploring careers, internship search, job search, and again, graduate school plans. We have partnerships with more than 25,000 companies across the world. We have, on the Central Coast, we bring in 1,200 to 1,500 companies each year to campus. I was going through our data, and we have more than 150 companies that hire students OPT and CPT, which is quite exciting. And big name companies, I was going through the list. I'll mention some of them right now. So Microsoft, Frito-Lay, Apple, Price Waterhouse, Facebook, Cisco, Deloitte, Abbott, PepsiCo, and Amazon are just to name a few. I have a team of 3 people that work with the International Center, and we do programming specifically for international students, and we're always collecting data of internships and jobs and companies and sharing that with the students. So that's a really nice, healthy collaboration to support you. And on that team includes 2 of my career counselors, and then my lead person for recruiting who works with all the employers in my office. So very, very committed to supporting you wherever you want to look for your jobs and internships. So, and then I want to talk about this chart for a few minutes. This is the outcome data. We track students or graduates after they graduate, and they share with us, you know, where they're going, what they're doing, both in the state of California, nationally, as well as internationally. So 93%, very high. So we average between 93 and 94% positively engaged, meaning they secured the job and internship and graduate school placement of their choice. About 79% actually know what they're doing before they graduate. Also a very, very high number. And then you can see some other data there. 95% of our students find a position or a graduate school related to their major. So I can say, you know, working at Cal Poly, that we have a lot of really, really committed students, graduates, alumni, and employers. And we often gather, not just for career fairs or on-campus interviewing, but we also do off-campus networking events. We have online technology to help you network with alumni nationally in America, as well as internationally. And each year we're always creating additional resources to support you and achieve your goals. So I think that's a good summary of what we do.
Thank you so much, Eileen, for this information. And we wanted you to talk and interact not only with the people from office and people who are working at Cal Poly. We also invited several students to join us tonight and share their experience. And we have a wonderful international student who would like to talk about his life here. Please welcome Kai Yi. Kai is our exchange student. He has been here since last fall, and it's his 3rd quarter at Cal Poly. Welcome, Kai.
Hi, everyone. It's very exciting to see everybody here. Yeah, so my name's Kai Ye, and my major is mechanical engineering. I start to study at Cal Poly since last fall. So I'm basically like a freshman at Cal Poly as well. So Cal Poly academically, you know, Cal Poly is famous for learning by doing. And this is so true because there are many labs-based classes. And for example, last quarter, I'm taking a class called mechatronics. And this class is, the goal of this class is gonna to build a robot. And it's a lot of fun, and you can definitely learn a lot of stuff from, you know, building a robot. That's the most cool stuff that I did in USA. And professors are super nice and they have a lot of office hours. So if you got any questions, you can always turn to professors for help, and they won't judge you by what kind of question you ask. They are happy if you ask them questions because it's a way for them to know about yourself as well. Culturally, so Cal Poly has a super inclusive environment. No matter where you're from, and who you are, we are very polite to each other and we respect each other's culture. Also, we have international friendship club to help international students to blending with the local culture. And they usually will have free dinners, and they also organize a lot of outdoors activities like hikings or kayaking, that kind of stuff. It's really cool, and I hope we can, see you next fall, but sadly, I won't be there anymore. Um, and also, I want to mention the learning atmosphere here at Cal Poly, because that's my favorite. There are a lot of teamwork required in at Cal Poly when you are studying, and everybody knows that teamwork makes the dream work, right? So you can develop your ability of cooperate with others and also maybe leadership. Um, but some students might be scared when here they are going to work with others. Well, I feel the same way when I first here at Capoli and I have my first lab. But trust me, you're gonna be how to say, like my first lab, it's very very challenging, and I don't know what to start and where to start, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have a lab partner, and he's like make sure that I am following everything, and he's gonna explain everything to me. And that's really help, right? Like if you're gonna learn something, part of it you have to understand it first, and yeah, that's how you learn. um, Also about normal life. One more thing about the studies thing. So we have a lots of resources that can support you to better study. For example, in our library, there is a writing and learning center. So if you ever have any questions or problems that you wanna solve, you can always make an appointment with Writing and Learning Center. There are a lot of tutors available for you, and they can just help you like in person one by one. So I received a lot of help from them as well. I really appreciate Writing and Learning Center. And finally, I want to mention something about the normal life here at Capoli. So Capoli has a very, very good rec center. So in rec center, there's all kinds of fitness equipment, and you can like work out regularly and keep yourself healthy. And yeah, and also like it's a great place for you um, to make friends. And I mean, like people in Slow are really really nice and friendly, and it's really easy to make a lot of friends. Yeah, um, I think that will be all, and hopefully I can hear from you guys and choosing Capoli. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Kai, for sharing your experience here at Cal Poly. We have another student who joined us today. Her name is Anastasia Narizhnaya. She is our fourth year nutrition student at Cal Poly, and she actually just got admitted to a master's degree. Welcome, Anastasia.
Hi everyone. As Roxana mentioned, my name is Anastasia. I'm a fourth year nutrition major, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience living on campus, working on campus, just my overall experience with Cal Poly and how I was able to implement the Learn by Doing motto at Cal Poly, and a little bit about the life in San Luis Obispo in general. So I lived for like all my 4 years here at Cal Poly. I lived in the apartments on campus, which is a great way to stay connected with the campus every time and build the community. And I've also worked for all my 4 years on campus, and there are lots of positions that you can find, from campus, working at campus dining to being a student assistant. Lots of different ways. Oh, you can actually see my picture on the screen right now. Yeah, so lots of different ways of finding employment on campus. For the past 2 years, I was actually working as a resident advisor for the apartments that I live in, which is also a great experience if you want to find a leadership position or build a community. And it comes with a lot of advantages. You get free housing, you get free dining, but there are also lots of different ways of staying connected on campus and finding other opportunities. There are different clubs that you can join, and it's so easy to get involved with different things on campus. You can also get even an internship on campus. My second year, I had a paid internship right on campus, so I didn't have to go anywhere. So that was really interesting. And some of the ways I was able to learn by doing this past year, I was involved with research through the Human Nutrition Lab. And I've been one of the undergraduate student researchers working with the professors in my major. And it's a great hands-on experience that you can get. We were working with participants and doing health consultations, taking different anthropometric measurements. So that experience also really helped me secure an internship after I graduate and my graduate school position. So that's been really great. And just a little bit about San Luis Obispo in general. I love the city. It's great to find ways of doing different things here. There's the beach that's like 15 minutes away from here. There are also lots of different hikes around here if you're into nature. You can go downtown and kind of just like wander around the different shops. So there is always something to do on the weekends. But yeah, that's a little bit about my experience here at Cal Poly. I hope you can join us next year, even though I'm not going to be here. But yeah, if you have any questions for me about my experience or anything that I mentioned, feel free to send a message in the chat and I'll reply to that.
Thank you so much, Anastasia. We are proud of our students, but we are also extremely proud of our alumni, and we wanted to bring their experience to you as well. I would like you to welcome Medina Deshpande. She actually started her education at Cal Poly as undergraduate food science major, and then she continued to the graduate program in food science and nutrition. Welcome, Vidita.
Thank you, Roxana. Again, my name is Vidita, and I started studying at Cal Poly as an undergraduate, and I graduated with a bachelor's in food science in 2015. And all I can say, it has been the best university I've been to so far as an undergraduate. It's very focused on nurturing students and preparing them for the industry or academia, whatever you choose to do. I chose to go to grad school at Utah State University, and I'm currently finishing my PhD in food science. But while I was at Cal Poly, I got a lot of hands-on experience because of their motto of learn by doing. As Anastasia said before, that you always have jobs and opportunities that you can pursue that are in your major. So as a food science student, I had the opportunity to work at the pilot plant facility that makes the Cal Poly jams, barbecue sauces, and dressings that are sold at the university stores. And I got to see the production side, the quality testing side, from a production perspective. Also, I had a lot of research opportunities working with the professors in my department, and that has helped me shape a lot of my future studies in my PhD program right now. I was also hired as a teaching assistant once I got to my junior year at Cal Poly, having the opportunity to mentor any incoming students, be it international or anyone that was interested. And so that was really special and helped me nurture myself and other people. And I was also the resident advisor specifically for international students that were living on campus. And that was such an amazing opportunity to give back to the community that was coming in and just helping them transition to the university and to the culture in the United States. And I think overall Cal Poly has just been a great experience to be at. And also I would like to thank Susan Tripp and people from Career Services, because they helped me a lot when I was transitioning. But apart from professional development, I would like to say that for personal development, I was part of the Food Science Club, but I also was part of the International Student Friendship Club that was on campus that works with ISI and helps you connect with the community around San Luis Obispo. And I would like to thank Ron and Gail. I'm still in touch with them. It's been years since I graduated, but they really made me feel at home and made me feel welcome, and just help transition and help you understand basics of American culture, because coming from India, I had no idea what Thanksgiving was, and just helping you understand what Thanksgiving is and what traditions are followed. Just simple things like that. It was just great. And I think that's all I have so far. So if you have any questions, please put it in the chat, or you can send an email to Roxana and she'll forward it to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vidita, for your insights. We have another alumni, Manvin Bhatia. She's joining us tonight as well. She completed her master's degree in quantitative economics from Cal Poly, and she will be sharing her experience as well.
Hi guys, I'm Manvin and I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. So I'm originally from India and I came to the United States back in 2018 to do my master's in quantitative economics, and it was a very short 10 months course, but I had the best time in those whole 10 months. And Cal Poly's Learn by Doing culture really helped me to enhance my skills and personality. And the professors and like everybody at Cal Poly, they are very approachable, they are very supportive. And I also got the opportunity to work as a student assistant and as a research assistant. So it was a great learning experience for me. And I'm grateful to Cal Poly's International Student Friendship Club. Like Vidita said, especially Ron and Gail, who are the main pillars behind that club. They make you feel like you're at home, and like they helped many international students like me to adjust in a new environment and like reach our full potential. And we used to have these international students dinner every Friday, where we used to talk about each other's culture and like discuss things, have delicious home cooked food, and we did many fun activities. We went for hiking, kayaking, and we also celebrated all kinds of festivals, so that was really fun. So I would just like to say that you guys made the right decision to join Cal Poly, and like I can assure you, you'll have the best time and it will be like your second home. So if you have any questions for me, just let me know, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Manvin. We also invited some parents to talk about their perspective here at Cal Poly. And I would like to invite Vaishali Deshpande, who is also going to share her experience.
Hello everyone, I'm Vaishali Deshpande. I'm Vidita's mother, and I would like to welcome you all to Cal Poly, and I would say you made a right decision. When we were looking for schools for Vidita, I was looking for a safe school and a good school. And when I visited Cal Poly, I felt that the town is very safe and the school is really good. And I really like their motto of learn by doing. And when I went to the open house and we looked at the different presentations and the stalls they have, and talking to the students and the faculties over there, I really felt comfortable that, oh, I would like to have my daughter to go to Cal Poly. And so I think you made a right decision. And it's really a good school. And Vidita, when I used to hear from Vidita talking about her different experiences and the research and the projects, what she are getting, or the job she's doing on campus in her field, I felt really good that she is doing great and the school is very supportive and giving all these opportunities to the students. It's really great. And again, I would like to thank Ron and Gil for the ISF. It really, really makes a difference for the students who are coming from the different countries to really make them feel at home. And I'm still in touch with Ron and Gil too. And they really feel like a family. And as they mentioned about the Friday dinners, I always used to hear the stories about the Friday dinners and all the fun they had and the different cultural experiences and the sharing experiences they had. It's really fun to be with. And I think you guys will enjoy that. So welcome to Cal Poly and congratulations. That's all, Roxana.
Thank you so much, Vaishali, for sharing this with us. We were expecting our parent to join us. I wonder if we have Lam Huang joining us. If so, please unmute yourself and will you be able to share also your experience with Cal Poly?
Hi everyone, I'm Lam Hương. Yes, you can call me Helen. I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City now, and my daughter is a freshman in Cal Poly. Her major is biochemistry, and I still remember her proud feeling when announced to me she will be accepted in California. In Cal Poly last year, and she said this some of the best school in California. Yeah, and now during few months study in Cal Poly, sometimes she say, oh, very difficult, very challenging to pass the class. Some like physics or chemistry is very difficult for her. But she tries on the day to be a good student there and enjoy the student life. I think just now, Kaija and Anastasia already share a lot of things about student life. That you can go outside, go shopping, or enjoy many food courts in Cal Poly, many activities. And even my daughter also can have a part-time job in the cafeteria. Yeah, to balance her study life and a bit working to some to see the how to get a bit money to in her daily life is fine. And I think on the parents here, if you still worry about information or visa or anything related to the how to get in and check in dormitory or housing, everything you can join in the Mustang Parents Group Facebooks. There you can get any question, and I'm sure you will receive the support very promptly. Yeah, that's all what I share, and welcome any question if you can contact me via that group. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone. Thank you for helping us, and thank you for answering all these questions. And at this point, I would like to move to our Q&A session. I know we have a lot of questions coming up in chat. We had some guests submitting their questions before the meeting. So one of the question is, what will happen with the transcripts if I will not be able to graduate on time from my school? We do understand that COVID-19 changed the entire landscape of secondary education. IB examinations were canceled, A-level examinations were canceled. A lot of schools are continuing online. We do have the document submission deadline is June 15th. Please feel free to email to the international admissions telling us your specific situation, and we will be able to give some extension for submitting the transcripts the year. We do understand that we are all together in the COVID-19 pandemic, and we do understand that your schools might be closed and might not be working. We also received another question about I-20. How can I get I-20 visa if all the consulates are closed? I wonder if Bianca or Susan will be able to help us with that question.
Hi, well, that's a very good question. If you don't already have an F1 visa and the consulates are closed, then we haven't been advised that there's any other substitute than, you know, getting a visa outside the US from a consulate. If you're already in the US and you're in another visa type, then you can still attend Cal Poly on that visa type. But yeah, we don't know anything yet about when the consulates are going to open. It may, I would think, depend on what the situation is in your area, where your nearest consulate is located, as far as, you know, what the health risk is and what the local government has determined is okay to reopen businesses so I would just keep trying the websites for the U.S. embassies. I'm sure you've already been in contact with the one in your area, and that's the best place to go for information about when they're going to be open for in-person appointments. I mean, the visa application process begins online. So once you get your I-20, you can pay the I-901 CVIS fee, and then submit the DS-160 form online, and just see if they're issuing appointment dates at that time, and just keep trying. And if we hear anything that we know of consulates opening up, you know, we can let you know. But at this point, we haven't heard anything.
Thank you so much. We received a lot of questions about the scholarships. I think the easiest way to answer those questions is whatever scholarships which were supposed to be distributed for fall 2020 were already distributed. But I also would like to address that question to Anastasia, to talk a little bit more about what kind of other opportunities in regards of scholarships are available for the students, international students, and how they can decrease their cost.
Yeah, do you want me to answer that question?
Yes.
So one of the ways I was able to decrease my cost is not through scholarship, but through the employment on campus. So as I mentioned, I work as a resident advisor, and you get free housing and then free meal plans, but I'm not very familiar with the variety of scholarships on campus. Maybe someone else can help me out here and share more experience with that.
I think that the assistantship and the residential assistant is a very good opportunity for international students. Thank you, Anastasia. We received another question. Is the admissions office open for us to talk? As of now, Cal Poly campus is closed. We're working remotely, but you can address all your admission-related questions to international admissions email. It's international-admissions@calpoly.edu, and we will be able to answer all your questions from there. Can you elaborate on food choices? Do they have vegetarian options? Kai, will you be able to answer that question?
I don't think so. I'm sorry.
I can answer that question.
Yeah.
Since, I lived on campus for all my 4 years, and I had to eat on campus for all my 4 years, pretty much. So yeah, lots of different options for dining. They're actually building a new dining hall right now that hopefully they will open next year. Yeah, so we'll have even more options. Right now we have 2 markets, so you can get groceries there. And if you live on campus in apartments, you can get the groceries and then cook because you get a kitchen. But also there are like different other dining places. One of them is like a cafeteria where you come, you swipe, and then you can get whatever food you want. Lots of vegetarian options. I think the campus does a really good job with targeting their food for everyone. And we have a dietitian on campus. And if you have any concerns in regards to allergies or specific dietary preferences, they can help you with that as well.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how can you rate the food at Cal Poly?
I would say an 8 as of right now. With the new dining hall, I'm sure it'll be a lot higher. Mostly what I've been doing is buying groceries, and there are tons of different options. It's kind of like a regular grocery store. So I usually cook for myself. But I know a lot of people that have been getting the pre-made already cooked foods on campus, and they've enjoyed it as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Anastasia. One more question. The deferring of the dates. As of today, we have the same dates set up for the beginning of the fall quarter, and for the confirmation deadline is May 1. We're not planning on changing those dates. However, everything is shifting due to COVID-19. I would highly recommend everyone to use our website resources to follow up the current situation. And if it will come to a point when we'll have to switch our fall classes online, we'll make sure that all the students are informed about those changes. Well, sadly, our reception has come to the end. And I would like to start by thanking all our wonderful keynote speakers for their insightful inputs, our admissions team and everybody who was participating in chat, and all our participants who woke up early on Saturday morning all around the world to learn about Cal Poly. Speaking about myself, every time I hear Cal Poly motto, it reminds me about the famous quote by Walt Disney: "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." That's exactly the way our students embark on the journey of success as of day one. And I sincerely hope that you too will be able to share that journey with us. Go Mustangs. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Roxana.
Hope the COVID time will pass soon.
Look forward to seeing you all in September.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, see you.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.